What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I'm Michigan Sports Talk here, and in this one we got some uniform news for Michigan as they have added some traditional spice to their Rose Bowl uniforms. Plus we got some intel from the Michigan football practice. Also gonna be talking about Jaden Davis as he was seen throwing footballs out there, and we also got some injury updates on some Michigan players, as well as Jim Harbaugh, JJ McCarthy, and Blake Corum all speaking to the media ahead of the huge matchup against Alabama. It's all going to be in this video and more, so let's go ahead and get right into it. Alright, so we are just 2 days away now from the Rose Bowl. The stage is set, the field is set, and we are all ready. First, I want to start this video by talking about Michigan's uniforms for the Rose Bowl, as Michigan will not only be wearing their classic uniforms, but they are also going to be wearing the Rose Bowl shoulder patches on their uniform for the New Year's Day matchup in the Rose Bowl against Alabama. And these uniforms look very, very clean. So very cool. Michigan wearing their traditional Rose Bowl uniforms with the Rose Bowl shoulder patches. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section. I think everybody loves it, so very cool there. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about is how the month off from playing any football game has helped some Michigan players very much with their health. A lot of players, were banged up, as according to Chris Bayless of the Wolverine, Michigan center Drake Nugent said it was very much needed. I had a high ankle sprain for the Iowa game, but I feel much better now, and those 4 weeks were great for me. Sharon Moore also said, speaking on the offensive line, that they just needed this time to get bodies just naturally to rest. JJ McCarthy claims that he is 100% and ready to go for the Rose Bowl, and the time off has just done wonders for every player, including Blake Corum, Donovan Edwards, the running backs, the offensive linemen, even the defense. So Michigan, healthy, ready to go into the Rose Bowl. Michigan football has obviously been practicing in California in preparation for the Rose Bowl, and the media was allowed to watch about an hour of their practice. And according to Zach Shaw of the Michigan Insider, Junior Colson, he still has a club on his left hand, but the right hand appeared to be down to a light brace, as he's been dealing with a broken hand, and he also had clubs on both of his hands. Kalel Mullings also appears to have a soft cast on his left hand, but he was still a full participant in practice. And Will Johnson, Drake Nugent, and Mason Graham all looked fine. So those are some, injury updates and the latest on the health of the Michigan players. We should be all good to go, but I also did want to mention the Michigan early enrollees, as they are practicing with the Michigan football team as well. According to Zach Shaw, the Michigan Insider, Jeremiah Beasley, the 4-star linebacker from Belleville, Michigan, he looked the most college ready physically. And then Michigan's quarterback in the 2024 class, Jaden Davis, he was also practicing with the team, talking it up with Coach Jim Harbaugh, quarterback's coach Kirk Campbell, and he was throwing some nice balls out there. Jim Harbaugh did talk about Jaden Davis. I'll talk about that later in the video. However, I did want to talk about what's going on with Catapult, as both Michigan and Alabama players have already come out and said that they weren't watching film on their individual iPads leading up to the matchup. Alabama wide receiver Isaiah Bond said that our coaches told us that probably like a week ago, that we were able to watch film as a team. But personally, we can't watch film because of the data potentially being stolen. However, Michigan and JJ McCarthy noted that Michigan hasn't been watching film on their individual iPads since November. He said, we haven't been watching film on our iPads all of November just because of everything that's been going on. Sharon Moore also said that, just caught wind of things that could be going on. Just told our kids that, hey, we're not watching stuff on the iPads anymore. Watch it in-house and handle it that way. And it did come out in a report by Dan Wetzel of Yahoo that Catapult, a video and data analysis company used in college football, confirms the NCAA and local authorities are investigating unauthorized access of footage, and he later said that the investigation is not centered on Michigan but rather on at least one other school. So pretty interesting there. Both Michigan and Alabama players have not been using their personal iPad for watching film because of this. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are on that. But the next thing I want to talk about is what Jim Harbaugh told the media, and we'll first start with what he said on 2024 quarterback Jaden Davis. He said the thing that is sticking out is like one book. You give him a coaching point like I've given him 4 now since he's been here, and he gets it immediately. He said just the intelligence, the athleticism it takes to do that I found is rare. He said he's got the ability to visualize what you're saying and then athletic enough to immediately replicate it. He said, but yeah, just jumping in and just watching how he handles himself, it's kind of an important tool for me to see, because you can tell it's like watching JJ when JJ took the field for the first time, and just the presence that he has had, and to watch Jaden do that, very interesting. So very cool there. Harbaugh's also asked on what he's learned from the 2 CFP appearances in the past. He said, just that your dreams can come true, your goals can come true. Our team is very definite that this is where they wanted to be. So, this is what we hoped for, what we worked for, exactly where we want to be. And now we're just ready to have at it. Also talked about, what the season has been like for him. And he said, this is a real ball team, and I just love it. Love our staff, love our players like Moses. I'm going to die leaning on my staff, and I couldn't have a better staff to lean on. He said it's a joy to coach this team. And Michigan quarterback JJ McCarthy also talked to the media and talking about how if it feels different this time around since last year. He said extremely different. I feel like last year I got caught up in the noise and all the emotions of it, and I'm just trying to stay simple, trying to focus on dominating meetings, dominating practice, and just being around my guys and enjoying every moment, because this only comes around once for us, and just appreciating every moment. He also said that, we have adjusted. Whether we see if that works or not, we'll find out. But I feel like Coach Harbaugh has done a great job of taking advice from other coaches and just taking advice from players. And he said, yeah, it's been great. He said he's just been focusing this entire offseason to make sure that I'm locked in on all the little details, and that, the TCU game, the 2 interceptions, it doesn't happen again. Also talking about, going up against an SEC team like Alabama. He said the only thing we can control now is the present moment, and the future ultimately by handling the present moment. He said, I think for the outside, it's the biggest game in Michigan history, one of the biggest games in college football history. He said you just got to go out there and try to execute, play with physicality, and lock into all the little details, and try to keep things simple. And I said, but we try not to focus on the magnitude of the big game, but rather just focus on each play at hand. Blake Corum also spoke with the media, and he said the vibe and the tone have been at a high level. Our execution has been at a high level. We're just out there having fun, enjoying the palm trees, just taking it all in, trying to remain calm. He said one day we had kind of a walkthrough type practice, and then we had a good full padded practice Tuesday with upper shells on Thursday. He also said that, our bodies feel good and we feel fresh, but we also have been putting in work. I like the way we went about it this go round, and I think we'll all be ready for Monday. And the last thing I wanted to talk about in this video is the Michigan quarterback Jack Tuttle, as he does plan to come back to Michigan whether or not the NCAA grants a medical red shirt for him. He plans to either return as a player or a coach, but would rather, compete at quarterback another year. He is right now Michigan's backup quarterback behind JJ McCarthy. And Tuttle said of Michigan coming here, he said the biggest thing and difference with this program is just the detail. Can't say I've been around another program with this amount of detail. I said his experience at Michigan has exceeded his expectations. So very cool there. But Michigan has one of the most biggest games coming up in Michigan football history as they take on Alabama in the college football playoff semifinals in the Rose Bowl on Monday, New Year's Day at 5 p.m. Eastern time. The players are ready to go. The coaches are ready to go. Everybody is ready to go now. Let me know your guys' score predictions to the game in the comment section down below. But I can't wait for New Year's Day. Hope you guys all have a great New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and hopefully we'll see you guys, after a great game between Michigan and Alabama, but most importantly, a Michigan victory. Other than that, we will see you guys in the next video. Go Blue.